Today I'm reviewing the Stihl HSA 94T electric hedge cutter. So I picked this machine up about 4 months ago and I've been using it ever since as my primary hedge cutter for topiary, fine hedges and light hedge cutting work, and I've absolutely loved this. I think it's probably the best hedge cutter out there on the market, whether it be electric or petrol. The specs on this machine are very impressive, and to have them come from an electric tool is even more impressive. For this particular machine, the 94T with the 60cm bar comes in at about £415–420. There is a 50cm version and a 75cm blade version, and there is also a R version of this, which is for more general purpose hedge cutting, which comes in a 60 and a 70cm blade length and has a slightly larger tooth spacing at 38mm opposed to this, the T version, which has a tooth spacing of 30mm. The weight of this machine, which is a big factor for me when I'm buying tools, this comes in, the 60cm one comes in at 3.9 kilos, which is very light for a machine of this power and performance. The vibration figures come in at 4 and 3.1. I've used this all day and I haven't had a problem with tingling fingers or anything like that, so despite the fact it not having a vibration dampening system, the vibrations are very low compared to most petrol tools. Sound levels on this machine are considerably lower than petrol equivalents. They come in at 85 and 96. It runs off Stihl's 36 volt battery range, whether that be the AP's batteries or the AR backpack battery. We run it with an AP300 battery in a rucksack with a connection cable. With the AP300 battery, on Stihl's website it claims you can get 135 minutes at runtime on the lowest setting. I've easily managed to get 2, 3, 4 hours use out of this machine. If you have one of the AR batteries, you're getting anything from 330 minutes to 700 minutes of runtime, which is pretty much all day. From a tool with this amount of performance, that sort of runtime, whether it be the APs or the AR batteries, is very impressive, and it means that you're going to be able to use this, whether it be with an AP battery, you might need a couple to get you through a day, even of heavy use, and one of the AR batteries you'll be able to do it comfortably, use it all day. And that's the sort of performance that you need and the runtime you need to be able to say that I don't need a petrol tool as a backup, I can use this all day. And what makes the runtime all the more impressive is the blade speed of this particular machine. The T version of this starts off with a blade speed of 4,400. On the second setting you have a blade speed of 4,700. On the top setting you have a blade speed of 5,000 strokes per minute, which is insane. I haven't been able to find a machine that has that sort of blade speed compared to some of the Husqvarna battery hedge cutters, which have a blade speed of about 4,000. The Ego has a blade speed of only about 3,600, and most of the petrol tools come in with a blade speed of about 3,600. I mean, I must admit I find I only ever need to use it on the first setting, which is perfectly fine for me because it gives me the best runtime. The machine comes in at about £420, which is quite a price, but again, compared to some of the petrol tools and some of the other brands, it's comparable, and it's a little bit cheaper than some of the petrol tools. So again, for this sort of performance, it's actually quite well priced. The only tools that I know of that have better or comparable performance are Pellant's hedge cutters, and they cost about £2,000. So, you know, that makes this a bargain. A couple of features I really do like about this machine are the fact it comes with a tip guard as standard, but if you're working along gravel or on concrete with a box hedge or something, it just protects the concrete from damage from the blade, and of course it protects your blades as well. The blades are very sharp, keep their edge well, and really do give a very good cut. I also like the fact that it comes with an adjustable handle. A lot of the battery tools, this has been a feature that they haven't come with, and a lot of the petrol tools as well, they don't come with this. So I really do like having that. It's not something I use every single day, but it is something that's useful when you're doing box hedging and there's some awkward positioning or something like that. The change of handle and angle means that you can cut easier and more efficiently. So you may not use it all the time, but it's a sort of feature that it's nice to have on it. Doesn't add any extra weight, and it just makes the handle a little bit more shaky, but it's still not going to go anywhere. So I'm glad that it's got that. I also like this handle. It's probably the best handle that I've used in Stihl's electric tool range. It's not too bulky, it's not too heavy. This catch doesn't catch on clothing or anything like that. If you see my KM130R video, it's one of my pet hates of the tool. The handle is just rubbish, but this one, they've obviously listened, because this handle is perfect. So it comes with a on-off switch, which means even if it's plugged in, the blades won't move. So, and to turn it on, it's just a case of clipping the switch into the first position and then simply slide it forwards, and the lights will show you as you go up. And once you're done, just lock it, and the blade and the tool is safe. So that's really nice to have. Some of the features that I'm not so keen on would be this handle. As it's an electric tool, I understand why they have this extra handle for safety, but personally, the way I hedge cut, I find that if I'm having to grasp the front handle to hold in a trigger, I find it adds a lot of fatigue to my hands. It's just not something that I want to be doing, so I tape it up. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that, but it's just something that I do, and it works perfectly fine. The weight and the balance of this tool can take some getting used to. Because there's a lot of weight just at this point in the motor, it is balanced well, but compared to some of the petrol tools, which are balanced somewhat differently, it takes some getting used to, and especially those who have come from a petrol tool background, you may find it take a little bit of time to adjust to the balance of the tool. It's quite a long tool. I'm not the tallest guy, but I find the overall length of this is about 120 centimeters. So I find if you're doing box hedging and things like that, where you have to have the tool upright, it means having your arm quite high, which can get a little bit awkward. So that's why I would recommend, if you are just doing box topiary and things like that, you really don't want to go any higher than the 60 centimeter blade. Also, obviously, the fact that it's wired inevitably means some limitation of mobility. It's not much, I must admit. Because of this tool, you work quite close to your body. I haven't found that it's too much of a problem compared to something like the KM130R, which I found, because of the different way you use that tool, the wire was in the way more. This one, it's not too much of a problem. It really, if you get used to it, you'll hardly notice it, but it does limit mobility, but on the plus side, it does keep the weight down. To conclude then, if you're a homeowner and you just want a hedge cutter to do a little bit of hedge cutting and tidy up some shrubs or something like that, this is probably not the tool for you. If you are a professional gardener and you're looking to go into electric tools and you do a lot of fine hedges, topiary work, I definitely recommend getting one of these. It is just hands down the best hedge cutter that I've used. I think it's the first electric tool that I've really used that not only is comparable to petrol tools, but beats the petrol tools as well. There is really no need for you to get a petrol tool again, hedge cutter again, if you have one of these. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more versatile than this machine, I would check out the R version. So there you go. There's my review of the Stihl HSA 94T. I hope you found it useful. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you have any more questions about the tool or anything to do with battery or electric tools, drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. That just leaves me to say thanks again for watching. Bye for now.